Here's a summary of the recent court judgment in Nnamdi Kanu's terrorism trial. Key points of the judgment. Conviction and sentence. Nnamdi Kanu was convicted on 7 terrorism-related charges, including incitement, enforcing sit-at-home orders, and providing instructions related to bomb-making. He was sentenced to life imprisonment. Court's reasoning. The judge, Justice James Omotosho, stated that Kanu's sit-at-home order, which paralyzes movement in the southeast every Monday, amounted to a terrorist act. The court rejected Kanu's argument that he was charged under a repealed terrorism law. Even though the law was amended in 2022, the judge held that his prosecution began in 2015, when the earlier version of the law was in force. The judge also dismissed Kanu's claim that he was prevented from defending himself properly, noting that he had used all 6 days allocated to him for his defense without calling any witnesses. On jurisdiction, the court held that it had the right to try him. His case was filed when the relevant terrorism law was in effect. The judge emphasized that self-determination is a political right, but argued that attempts at self-determination must comply with Nigeria's constitution. In his words, self-determination outside the constitution is illegal. Procedural issues. Kanu had argued that the terrorism law under which he was charged was no longer valid, but the court disagreed. He also tried to stop the judgment, filing motions to challenge the trial's continuation and the court's authority. The court refused to entertain some of his requests, for example to refer issues to the Court of Appeal. Reaction. Broader implications. Some critics, including human rights advocates, described the judgment as politically motivated. Members of the Igbo community expressed concern that the verdict could inflame tensions in the southeast. Kanu has filed a motion to set aside a previous Supreme Court judgment from DEC 2023 that remitted his trial back to the Federal High Court.